Hi, it's Jnwynn with Scraptastic Yarns Podcast. Today is August the 31st, and it's the last day of Vlogust. Today was my normal quilting day at the firehouse. Of course, I still haven't been released to take my machine in like I normally do. And my husband wouldn't put it in the car last night because he said, "You haven't talked to the doctor." So, I took crochet instead. And of course, one of the gals that's been bringing fabric, because she's de-stashing her house of everything, I guess. She brought in another probably 8 bags of fabric, big trash bags full. So we sat and went through that and determined what'll go out to the Amish and what was just, because what she's been doing is just throwing everything into the bag. Determined what was trash, got rid of that. She had quite a few orphan blocks and a couple of quilts that she had started. Quilt tops she had started but never finished. So we found the pieces for those, and someone else took those, and I took another two that I have upstairs that I'm ready to start working on. And then, of course, we went through all that fabric, determined what's trash, and there were a couple of things. She'd started a real pretty shirt and a vest, but we sent those off to Goodwill because no one wanted those. And that's what we did most of the morning this morning. She was telling us she's got probably about another 20 bags worth before she gets to her yarn stash. So, wow. And now the girls were teasing me because I had taken some, because we set fabric aside that we're going to take home work with. Girls were teasing me about how you're going to get that in past your husband, sneak it into the house, because I really don't need any more. But it's some fabric, and it's good quality fabric, top quality quilting fabric. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to take some. They can go for bags, they can go into quilts. Some of it can be backings for quilts. So, of course, do a little shopping. Otherwise, it's going to go back in the firehouse, back in the storage area, where we have some of it's been put over into, we have a shed that's adjacent to the firehouse that we store decorations, those kind of things in. So we put some of the bags in there because there's just not enough room to put it back in the back, because the firemen just given us a little corner and one set of shelving, and that's right next to where they dress out when there's a fire or whatnot. So kind of have to keep it not real cluttered. So, it's kind of funny. So of course I get home and I'm thinking, my husband should be at work. So I come carrying in my bags. He looks at me and he looks at the bags, because I also had a bunch of bags, the recycled grocery bags people have been giving me. So I need to cut some of those up and get those, rolled up into balls to be crocheted up into mats. He looks at me and I put my fabric bags on the stairs, so I know when I go upstairs, I'll take them upstairs. He looks at me and he goes, "Are those to go upstairs?" I said, "Yeah." He looked down and he goes, "Wow, that's some really nice fabric." I guess he's thinking, well, at least I don't have to put any money out for it, so who knows? So yeah, we were laughing about that. I told him, the girls were afraid I wouldn't be able to sneak it into the house. He goes, "Oh, you don't have to sneak anything. I know you like fabric and yarn." So, oh well, he's okay with it. I wanted to show you some of the hats that the girls have turned in for the babies. Come up for fall. Little pumpkin hats. Look how cute they're turning out. And then that one's got a little ruffled edge. And look, I love this variegated yarn. This is Karen Simply Soft, I believe. So it makes some adorable hats. So I was pretty impressed with those. They've got started on their pumpkin hats. I haven't even started. I'm still working on this blanket and the shawl and getting patterns written up and cutting bags. Got a big stack of bags like this that I've cut for project bags I need to sew. Some of them are drawstrings, some of them are zippered bags. So not enough time in the world to do all that stuff, is there? So yeah, that's basically what I'm going through right now. I like doing these Vlogust, Vedas, whatever you want to call them. And then I get where I'm kind of upset because I won't be doing them as much. But then again, I keep telling myself, Vlogtober's coming. That's only a month away. Surely I can do some things and be ready for that. So, and I'm looking forward to doing the Vlogtober. We, husband has kind of been teasing me a little bit about all these projects that I have going. You know, because I do have Craft ADD. I seriously think I do because I'll get projects started and then I'll move on to another project before I finish it. And he said, is this something that all crocheters, knitters do? I told him I don't think so. I think I'm one of the few that does that. I don't know. I know there are a lot of people that are what they call monogamous knitters, crocheters. They'll work on a project, get it done before they move on to the next one. I tend to have something that I can work on in the car. Like, I know I'm going to take the orange yarn and start on hats in the car because I can probably get a hat done on the way up to get groceries and probably on the way back. So I know I'll be doing that. But then again, you know, I have certain, I don't know if you guys do this or not. Be kind of curious to find out if you do. Or you have projects that you just get tired of. You want to move on to something else. I do have some projects that have to stop and think about when I'm crocheting. And I tend to do those usually in the afternoon when I get home because I don't normally turn the TV on. My husband, we have a bad habit of having the TV on just for background noise. And lately I've gotten to where I don't care to have it on in the afternoon. So it's quiet in the house. And I think that drives my husband a little nutty. So this weekend is Labor Day coming up. So I hope everybody has a great Labor Day. We generally don't go anywhere. Where we're at, about this time of year, they have something they call the regatta. And of course, with the regatta, they do all these little boat races. You know, we live across the street from the dike and the river. So, this weekend, we're going to get to hear what sounds like mosquitoes buzzing all weekend. And that's exactly what it sounds like. You hear that. It's kind of annoying. And then, of course, everyone that's partying on the river at night, it's like having a teenager living next door to you because they play the music extremely loud. And the music just bounces down that river. And it seems to echo. So it's generally pretty loud. This time of year, my husband and this time of year, and when they do the cancer relay walk, because that is a 24-hour walk that they do over across the river, and they play music all night long, extremely loud, to keep the walkers awake. Instead of giving them Walkmans or headphones or something like that, so they keep the neighborhood awake. A lot of people around here go on vacation that weekend, so they don't have to be kept awake by the noise. But during those times, Thomas and I just wear earplugs to sleep, and that seems to work. You know, with the air conditioning overhead, covers up a lot of that noise. But for some reason, those boats still break through every bit of it. You still hear it. And generally, I have dreams of being on some river safari and being bit by those huge mosquitoes that carry malaria. And I usually have a nightmare about being at work, which quite often we had patients who had outbreaks of malaria when I was in Texas. And, you know, it never failed. I'd have dreams about working. Still do that. Dream that I'm working and can't get ahead of the schedule with all the people that are needing their medications. And I think that's just bizarre at this age. You'd think I'd be over having dreams about being at work. But I still do that. Kind of bizarre. In fact, if you listen closely, you may be able to hear those boats. They're already on the river. Like I said, this time of year is noisy around here. And I am kind of looking forward to getting back into a regular schedule. You know, this past week I wasn't feeling too well. So hopefully I'll get back into my normal schedule. You know, videotaping the podcast once a week and getting back into the routine of doing things. Alright, folks, this is going to be a short one. So I'm going to close. I'm going to continue working on this blanket because I have hopes of getting it done this evening and being finished with all this ton of green yarn. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all of the green yarn gone. I'm afraid I've got enough for another blanket. But I am going to make a big headway through this big stash of green yarn. So with that, I'll close. Everybody have a great weekend, and I will see you again on a regular podcast day. It's been fantastic. Thank you to all my viewers and new viewers, and looking forward to seeing you again soon. Remember, be kind. Good night. Good night? Yeah, bye for now.